it might be for longer than we thought. Steve Kerr spoke to Logan Murdoch from NBA Sports Bay Area about Klay Thompson's timetable for recovery after tearing his ACL in Game 6 of this past NBA Finals. Warriors fans are hoping Klay can return before the playoffs, but Kerr not as optimistic, guys. He said, quote, "It's unlikely he's going to play this year, so we have to understand that." That was to NBC Sports Bay Area. Look, Tracy, there were people who thought Klay's a quick healer. He could come back after the AllStar break. If you were Klay, would you just approach this as a lost season and wait till next year?
No, not at all. I mean, the goal is to come back and play and be with my team. I think if he can get back right after the All-Star break and he's feeling 100%, his body is responding from the workouts and practices, yeah, he should come back. If his team is in a running of making the playoffs. If not, no, just go ahead and, sit out the whole season because it's a wash.
I picked the Warriors to miss the playoffs in part because I had a little inkling that Klay's season was going to be closer to 0 games than it was to coming back after the All-Star break. That said, I think the Warriors are very smartly playing down expectations both for their team and for Klay. They're knocking down the questions before anybody can ask. And if they're in the playoff hunt and he's feeling good in April, maybe who knows? I don't know that has been definitively decided he wouldn't play.
Here's the one thing that is going right for Klay that I think coming off of this surgery is that he's not extremely athletic, right? He's a jump shooter. So with that being said, he's not a guy that is coming through the lane, dunking, and doing all that craziness. He's a jump shooter. So he could come back if they are in the playoff hunt. He could come back, and I think he'll be fine.
We all saw him walk back to the tunnel to take a free throw because after tearing the ACL, he wanted to make sure he was legally still allowed to come back into the game.
Well, we saw Kobe Bryant walk off the court.
We did. We see him walk up. Look, that's toughness.
Yes.
And people don't want to ascribe toughness to Klay and or Steph, as we were talking about earlier, but they are tough. Look at the injuries they've come back and played with in the postseason alone. Both of these guys are tough as hell. So that's that. But the point I immediately thought of is you tamp it down, tamp the expectations down. Don't go the other way. So now you get to the point where maybe Steve and Bob have to answer this question every few days, not every day, right? Not every shoot around. How's it? Is he coming back?
Right.
Well, we said he's not coming back.
Right.
So I think that's part of it. But I think also you're gonna wait and see. He's gonna wait and see how he is, right? Isn't that what players do?
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're going to wait and see what the Warriors season is, right? If the wing defense is bad, if things are as bad, they did not look great in the preseason. If things don't go well, maybe they'll say, hey, it's not worth it. If they're not even close to a playoff berth, that kind of thing. But I want to see the person that tells Klay Thompson he can't play when he thinks he can play, because that conversation usually doesn't go that well.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports analysis and highlights, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.